Hi everybody. Somebody recently asked us about what you do when you're getting ready for bed in a California, so we thought rather than answering the question we just sat there, we'd actually show you. So today I'm going to take you through what I do and recommendations and things like that for getting ready for bed. So we're going to assume a couple of things. So obviously you're on a campsite somewhere, or parked up, etc. that's on there. You've probably been there, so you've got your swivel seats are already turned around. You probably have some dinner or whatever the case might be from on there. So we're looking at putting the bed down, putting all the blinds, working all the blinds out from on there as well. I'll have a little bit talking about, for example, locking the vehicle, because I think that's one question that's come up before as well, about your central locking and your alarm system and things like that. So we're going to cover all that good stuff today. So let's get on to it. So as you can see inside now, the vehicle is set up, both swivel seats around in the camping position that's in here as well. The vehicle is set, so this is 6.1, so the vehicle is set in camping mode as well on the display. So there's certain things you might do outside the vehicle, but I'm going to kind of take you through as if you're doing most of it inside the vehicle and doing it from there as well, because there are some things that are a little bit easier doing from the outside. So if it's nice, for example, like it is today, things like, for example, when we put our curtains on the front window, I tend to find that's easy doing it from the outside, but I'm going to show you in both versions. So we'll do it from the inside and do it from the outside as well, so you've got, depending on what the weather is, because obviously it might be nice like it is today, but on the other side of it, knowing what the weather's like, it could be pouring down with rain, it could be freezing cold, whatever the weather that suits you as well. So first things first, let's get in, let's have a look at your blinds that's on the vehicle, because that's the first thing that I tend to do when I'm thinking about getting ready and bunking down for bed. A couple of reasons for that. One, probably want to get changed. I don't really want everybody seeing me getting changed on the campsite as well, so I'm going to start putting the blinds on. I always start with the front windscreen blinds, get them done first, just because once they're done it's easy out of the way. So on the Coast and Ocean models, you've got blinds in the front windscreens themselves. So to do those, you basically pull them across and they're lipped into here. So if you just move this out of the way a bit, you get these up and ready so that they come across. These blinds are going to come out this way and going to position into here and into the bottom of the windscreen that's here as well. So we're going to pull them across. Your mirrors that's here, you can have these, push them down now and pull this across if you want, or I tend to put it behind the mirror, and the reason for that is because you can still use the mirror in here as well. So if you need to, I don't know, check something, for example, you want a mirror that's in there. I know you've got one in the back as well, but I just find it quite handy to have that as well, that's in there. So I tend to put it across. So like, for example, now you just pull it out, locate it in one, put that in the top one that's in there as well, and then I just tend to just pop that down like that. Obviously then you can't see in. I mean, you've got a couple of little gaps here and there and everywhere, but you're not going to be able to see that from further afield. So we do the other one, the other side. Just give it a pull across into the bottom one and in the top, and that's your front screen done then. You can see in across there, that gives you your full coverage across the front, and then it's down to do your individual windows at the side that's here. And for that, most of you will have your in a bag of some sorts or popped in. You get these in two, one for each side. It does tell you on the label which is which. So that one there says left side screen left, so I know which one this is for. We have done videos on these before. They've got little magnetic bits that's in there, if you can see that or not, but that's magnetic, and basically that is going to go in on your side screen here. So put that up to the window, just hook it up, you'll hear it click onto the bit. So there we go. And then with the bottom of it, I just tend to just tuck that into the bottom of the door there, all the way through. There we go, and that's the side one done. And the other side is exactly the opposite, but I am going to show you this one from the outside, just to show you how much easier it is actually if you've got the door open. So if it's nice and warm outside and you're just getting ready, you might want to do this outside, as I said. So if you're doing it outside, you've got your door here. It's really, really easy to go through here. Literally just clipping it round. There we go. As I said, I just tend to pop that in the bottom there. That's there. And it's as easy as that. So if it's a nice warm night, you'll tend to find it's quicker. I tend to find it's easier just to come outside and just nip this one and nip that one done, and then you're all done on that basis. Now, I know some of you got your own screens that go over the front, and basically these are wraparound ones, so they tend to go across on the outside of your vehicle, and then they come in under the door. They're really, really good. I've seen lots of them. One, you can make them unique to your vehicle. I've seen some pretty fancy and jazzy ones before. I've seen one with eyes on and things like that that go on the front of the vehicle, so it's kind of unique to your vehicle. Very quick, very simple to put on. Just wrap it around and put it on. That's on there as well. You can get ones obviously that are reflective. So they're taking heat from outside and reflecting it directly back away again as well, to keep the vehicle nice and cool as well. So that's obviously not something we do as a Volkswagen themselves. It's not an accessory or anything like that. So that's another choice rather than obviously using the what you get standard with the vehicle. Okay, now so for the interior blinds, all the windows now have got blinds on them. So from here, just pull the blind down. As you can see, coming down from on there, all the way down to the bottom. And that's your blind for this window. The small one here, it's got the pull across. Obviously this is a 6.1, so it's got this little pockets in to put spices and other bits and pieces that's in there as well. If you've got a 6 or a 5 that's in there, obviously that bit there is just a blanking plate, but you can get units to fit inside those as well, to put things in as well if you want to do that. So on this side here we've got our blinds again, so push that down, and then obviously on the door, our main one on the door as well, comes all the way down, and you'll notice the one on the door obviously comes all the way down a little bit further to let the light that comes in there. I'm just going to go around to the back of the vehicle and have a look at the rear window and talk to you about the blind that's on there. But for me, this window, obviously the blind on here, is probably the last one that you ever do, because whenever you want to get in and out of the vehicle, you're obviously going to have to move this blind up and down, because it's going to be here, and obviously you're going to be coming in and out of the vehicle. So this is generally the last one which I do. Now in the back of the vehicle, that's in here, we've got the blind that's here. Now obviously this blind can be done from inside the vehicle. You don't need to be outside to do this blind. However, I tend to get changed before I put the bed down, so it gives me maximum space in that area that's there, so I've got plenty of room to walk around with. I find it a bit more spacious doing that way, so I tend to get ready for bed, and then I tend to put the bed down after that. So because of that, I tend to close this one actually from outside, because it's a bit more difficult with your seat being up to do it, and it's nice and easy to just do that and pull it across. So I said, from my experience, and people do it all different ways themselves, whatever works best for you, but I do the front cab first, I do this one next, and that way then the ones inside, I can stay inside the vehicle, I can do the blinds, I can get dressed, I can put it back open again, etc. But I know I don't need to come in and out for these particular ones. As I said, this one you can do from inside the vehicle with the bed down, because it's quite nice in the morning, for example. If you're waking up, you might want to let this down so it lets lots of light in as well. So just before we put the bed down, I'm just going to show you inside the vehicle with the door closed now, to give you an idea what it's like with all the blinds actually on the vehicle, but still with the before we actually put the bed down. So I'm going to put the bed down now and get it ready from that side of it. Obviously you can do this completely inside with the door shut, if you want to, with the lights on. We'll put the lights on in a minute, that's in there as well. From the slide, obviously pull this, our bed comes forward, which you can do from out here, or if you were actually in the vehicle, you could do the same thing from sitting on here. So you could pull the catch and move yourself forward, whichever way is easier and best for you. Head rest go down on both sides. It's in there. You can pull the catch. That puts the bed down, and then move your seat belts out the way. So you can, if you want to, move that so you've got no seat belts that's there at all. Now obviously that will be the normal bed that you'd lie on now is here. This particular one's got the comfort mattress. So with the comfort mattress, just give that a pull up. And that's our bed already. Now in the 6.1 you've got the facility to actually bring this back up, so you can actually have it so it's raised when you're doing. I really like that because it's quite good for, you know, if you're sitting there reading or if you're watching a film or something like that before you go to bed as well. I'm going to show you how you do that. You can do that from the inside. You don't have to be outside the vehicle to do it. We are going to show you with the door open so you can see what I'm actually doing. So we'll just talk you through that as well, so you've got that ability to move it up and down. So for the minute, assuming the door is shut, but if you put your hand down here, you see there's a catch there. That's what you're looking for. So by pulling that, that releases this back bit of the bed here. So if you give it a pull, that's there, and then put your hand on it here, and you'll feel it lock into place. So it's a ratchet system basically. As you pull it up, once you've released the mechanism by pulling that, so if I pull that now, it'll go back down again. But you do remember you have to let go of this for the ratchet to work. So there's not on there now. If you want to pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up to whichever position you want it in. To put it back down, obviously you need to release give it a pull, and then it goes back down to where it needs to be. Now obviously in the bottom position it's locked. You need to give it that initial pull to get it up, and then you can pull it on the ratchet. Takes a little bit getting used to that, because as you can imagine, you're trying to get your body weight to move it up and down. So I'll give you a good example. If I just put it back down now, that's on here. So to get it up, you want to release it, but you also need to be able to pull it and let go at the same time. So you get used to it very quick. Once you've done it once or twice, you realise, and make sure your knee when you're doing it is not resting on the upward incline. I did that the first time. I was like, why won't this come up? Then I realised I was leaning on it, which is why it wouldn't come up. So say for example, if you were watching a film or something like that, for example, before you went to bed, you might like it in this position here. And then obviously you can relax. You might want it a bit higher if you wanted to read, and again you can just pull it up to wherever you want to, so for example like that, and you can still sit out, plenty of space, and relax as you go. Millie and I recently had our first night in the camper van this year, a bit on my drive at home. If you check out our Instagram, I did put a post on there as well with the photo that's on there as well. It's VW California Chris, that's the our Instagram page. So just starting out again with Instagram, still finding our way with it a little bit, that's on there as well. But had recently posted a photo when we both stayed in here as we got it ready to go there. So if you want to do that, please by all means go and check that out as well, and you can see us in the photo there. So obviously it's a bit dark in here now, so lighting wise, obviously you've got all your lights that are on here you can put on. The ones here you can switch on, it's on there as well. If you've got the Ocean model, or if you've got the concept lighting, you can turn the lighting on upstairs as well, should you need it. You've got a little one that's back on the corner on here, and if you remember from I'll post the link somewhere up above here to show you the video, but these are also, you can press and hold them and they get brighter and darker. The lighting at the moment, because we've got it in camping mode, and I've taken all the ticks out of camping mode, so officially the lighting section on here is on a completely manual, so you just press and whichever one is you want to turn off or leave on, as the case may be. You just switch them on and off as you require them. So obviously still with this bed down now, if there was 4 of you in here, obviously it would be quite cosy. We've got the roof section up at the moment that's here, so obviously that would come down. And obviously you might, for example, if you've got children in there or friends might be sleeping up there, obviously they would then go up there, you bring the roof down, and then obviously you could have 2 up there, 2 down here. You might find if it's just 2 of you, you might be sleeping upstairs. I know with the weather that is outside now at the moment, it'd be quite nice to sleep upstairs. The last time, as I said, when Millie and I slept on the drive, it was quite cold that evening. We actually slept downstairs, that's here. So I think the next time we have the vehicle, we'll probably give it a go upstairs as well, because I've not slept on the new mattress type one upstairs, so it'll be interesting to see how that does. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do that in the next week or 2. So you're ready for bed. If you imagine you've got your duvets or your sleeping bags, whatever it is you're actually doing that's down here, you're pretty much all ready to go to bed. You're finished doing what you're doing, so obviously you're probably going to want this back down. So as I said, hand over the back, you're looking for that, give it a pull, goes down into its final position. Before I go to bed, I tend to have this light on at the back, just because it's the one that's nice and easy to turn off. Or assume this door is closed. We're going to close this door in a minute. And then the last thing is about locking the vehicle, and I get lots and lots of questions about locking the vehicle. The important thing with locking the vehicle is not to use the key. So if you lock using the remote control key on here, it will set the alarm system, and it will also as well deadlock the doors, which is another thing as well. So you won't actually be able to get out of the vehicle, or you might not be able to get out of the vehicle, which is in there. So very important, don't lock the vehicle using the remote control. Use your central locking button, which is mounted on the top there. By using that central locking button, it locks the vehicle, so anybody from outside can pull on that door handle as much as they want. It's not going to open the vehicle, but for you to open the vehicle inside, you just pull that catch twice, door opens up, and out you go, and you can get back into the vehicle. And the vehicle at that point, then that door's going to stay unlocked. So it's not going to. So if you come back to it, it's going to be, you know, you're not going to be able to get out of it on that basis. But your other doors will still be locked. So your passenger door, that side door, for example, will still be locked. But when you come back in, you can close the door again, press the central locking button again, and just to double check, the ones that are locked will stay locked, the other ones will obviously unlock on the central locking as well. Then you'll be able to get in and out, that's on that basis. No alarms are set at that point, it's on there, no deadlocks, nothing like that, but the vehicle is locked from the outside. So I hope that kind of makes sense to everybody, because we do get a lot of questions about that, because it is something that you know, it is something that's on people's minds about the vehicle being locked when you're not from there as well. Obviously you can also have it in the fact that, you know, if you do, for example, if you do lock it, there's no reason, if you're all out, you're going to go to the bathroom, for example, maybe if you're on a campsite, go and do your teeth, etc. Maybe you might do that in there rather than in the sink before you go out at night, and then obviously at that point then you can lock your vehicle with your key. I would recommend whenever you leave your vehicle, I always do it, I always make sure I've got the key in my pocket for the vehicle whenever I actually leave it. You know, if I go to a shower block or whatever the case is that's on there, and just get into the habit of always making sure I've got my key in my pocket for obvious reasons. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm sure you do things differently than I do them, so pop it in the comments box below. It'd be nice to hear what other people do when they're getting ready for bed that's in there as well. So if you do, give us a thumbs up, give us a like today, please. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. It does really help the channel out as well, that's on there, and we'll see you next time. In the meantime, I'm going to use this as a perfect excuse and have a snooze, have an afternoon nap. So see you later.